Yeah, wait for it when you come back.
Right.
No, honestly, I think that's that summer that I hit that though. It was just training because basically my whole thing was I did it in 3 months where at first I could only do like I want to say like 185 pounds like 7 or 8 times, and 3 months later I was able to do 225 5 times, maybe 6, but for sure 5. And what I did the whole time training was I only did chest twice a week, and I did 3 or 4 sets, and I always did where if I could do more than 4 reps, I increased my weight for next time. So this way I was always building strength rather than like, fucking what is it? Not entropy. Fuck, that's what's the thing where it's like volume training and you're going for muscle mass, not muscle mass and muscle growth. Apostrophe. Oh my god. My brain is fuzzed right now, but you know what I mean. I'm building for strength, not muscle mass, right? Not muscle growth, just strength.
Ellie just said hi.
So, a long time ago, there's like all these projects that I want to do, but I always feel that either A, they've already been created, or B, they will be created probably in short order. So it's like, what's the point? But now I've come to a new realization, which is maybe I should do these projects even though they've been created already, or are probably going to be created soon, because everyone charges money for them, and I'd rather do like, hey, here it is, free, it's open source.
Open source is
like
king, man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
love
exactly. Because like, there's this one project that I think actually I could do for a PhD, because it would take a lot of work, but I think that this would be like a net good for the world. And honestly, it's like halfway done with modern techniques. So every kid now in school has a fucking iPad, and they're doing their fucking iPad homework.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And second problem is that it fucking sucks grading homework as math or STEM classes. It really sucks grading homework, because if something's wrong, then everything is wrong. Right? Like the numbers are wrong because you missed a sign or some shit.
Yeah.
What I want is a application where it will prompt the fucking user with, like, say the math question, and then they can write with their iPad pen or Logitech pen or whatever, write out the math, and then it will convert that into, math text, and then it will do logic tests to see if this equals that is correct, and be like, yep, it is, keep moving forward. And then basically just, and that will just be them doing their homework, and it checking on them like, oh, you made a mistake, correct yourself. And B, if it was an exam, then it would literally grade the exam in real time, and it would be like, hey, you would have it so it didn't tell the student that they made a mistake. It would just be like, oh yeah, they wrote an 8 down instead of a 3, and it wouldn't tell them that, and it would just accept that as the new answer moving forward. So this way you only dock them a 1/10 of a point for making that clerical mistake, and not the mistake of everything's now wrong. I think that needs to exist like yesterday, because you would start it at fucking like first grade, where it's like literally it prompts a first grader with 7 + 5 is what, and then they would just really write down 7 + 5 equals sign whatever answer, right? And then it will convert that into LaTeX, check it that it is logically sound, and then it will say if it's correct or not to the user, and then you could literally build off that all the way up to like fucking calculus. And I think that needs to exist.
So just an AI, like, hey, while you're doing maths, I'm reading it.
I mean, not an AI. This would be far simpler. It's literally just logic testing your math and converting your
sorry, I'm about to
handwritten.
rage for a second.
Yeah,
fucking.
it's converting.
Yeah, sorry. There's this fucking fairy that comes through every once in a while on Stardew, and just blesses some of your crops. and then the crops grow really fast, which is really nice, but it throws off your entire fucking system. And she just visited. Okay. All right, sorry about that.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be AI. It would just be like you'd write it down in your own handwriting. It will convert that into math text like you'd see in a textbook where it's all pretty and neat.
Yeah.
That gets sent to the logic system that literally just checks, hey, does A equal A? And if it doesn't, then you can either tell the user it's wrong and they can catch their mistake immediately, or if it's a test, it would just be like, fuck it, they said A equals B, that's incorrect, but let's just assume that A is B moving forward, and see what the answer is. Like, oh, they put down 200 kilograms instead of 100 kilograms for mass. So now the answer is going to be wrong, but so long as all the other logic is correct, we'll only deduct like a little bit of points.
That's fair.
Because I hate WebAssign and mastering physics, like, from like, when we were in school or whatever, where it was literally just entering the answer and that's it. It's right or wrong.
You're like, it's right or wrong, but like, oh, hey, for some reason, it's wrong. God, I can't remember. I remember seeing like those posts where it's like, hey, your answer's wrong, but it's the exact answer. I keep seeing it. It's just like, hey, your answer's wrong. But,
oh, yeah.
But it's actually the answer.
Yeah, like those memes of like, your answer of 30 is incorrect. The answer is actually 30. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
No, I just want like a more, not really gamified is the wrong word, but more tech savvy way of doing math, because the same way that people like that you've used those games to like learn all the flags, right? Where you're literally just there, typing in the name of the country for the flag, or you're clicking on like which country is which. Oh, it's this one.
I don't need to be
like,
attacked like that.
No, that's not being attacked. I'm saying that is. I thought that was an amazing way to study.
Yeah.
Is that a more of a tech way to study? And I want that for math and physics and so on and so forth, because right now it's still just pen and paper, and you need to find your own mistake of like where you might have made a mistake. Because once you get it to like, fucking Calc 1, Calc 2, Calc 3, and so on and so forth, sometimes it can be like a page of math, like one whole page. Let alone when you get to fucking, depending on the subject matter, I'll use like 5 or 6 pages on one problem. And if you make a mistake early on and don't catch it, you're like, oh, well, I guess fuck these other 5 pages. They're now wrong.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, I want something where you still need to do the math. It won't do the math for you, but it can at least check that the logic is sound. That's it. So like if I gave it 2 equations like, hey, A plus B equals C, also A minus C equals D, and then the question is, hey, what's C plus D? I can be like, well, C plus D should equal this. It will check everything it knows and see if it logically is sound. And yeah, that's what I want.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't think this would replace teachers, because someone still needs to be teaching it, but this would make it so people could catch their mistakes immediately, because the most frustrating thing in math is the answer is wrong, you don't know why, and you spend 5 minutes doing the problem and 15 minutes looking for your mistake. People get frustrated and give up.
You know what I think is wild when you put it into perspective? Someone who's a student, right? Like even if you are like in high school, right?
Yeah.
You're basically working like 80-hour weeks, if you think about it.
In and out of class, yeah.
In and out of class, yeah. Like, so like class, you're like, oh yeah, I spent 8 hours a day in school. But then I have homework that's another fucking, you throw math on top of history on top of this. On top of this, next thing you know, you're working fucking 8 hours outside of school. Which I think is insane. Like, why do we allow that to happen?
Well,
it's 80 hours a week unpaid.
Yeah, well, those kids' brains are sponges. You got to get as much in there as you can.
I guess.
Or shit, they're not sponges. They're just fucking rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that this project would truly be meaningful, especially if I made it open source. And it would be very easy, because first I start at first grade, second, third, fourth, and fifth, right? And they'd be stupid easy, because they'd be very short problems, very easy logic checks. And then I could develop this for my kids, and so they can just come home, and they can just like fucking play. And then, you do all that dumb bells and whistles shit, where it's like, you got 10 correct in a row, fucking fireworks and shit, little dopamine blasts. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I dopamine hacked my brain when I was a kid in math, because every time I got the answer correct, I was so happy about it, and I just kept doing it. I think that's the reason I like math, is that I get a dopamine high every time I get the answer correct. And the tougher the problem, the bigger the high, okay? So, it's either hacked my brain or I'm autistic. It's one of those two.
We're all in the military, so we're all autistic.
Yeah, I have a question for you, and maybe Thor, honestly, too. Did you ever get selected for one of those GATE programs?
GATE. Elaborate.
I have been seeing this guy come up on TikTok recently who's like, oh, I am reaching out to these people who, as they were kids, basically got like selected for like these programs, right? Where I was like, oh, hey, you're really smart. We're gonna see how you do. And it was like one of the specific ones that I remember from his videos is like, you're doing some audio tests on some like old as shit like headset, and it's like you're trying to it was just tones or something, but you're like, hey, you got pulled into a separate classroom outside of your normal schoolwork when you're like in elementary school, and you had to listen to different tones on this fucking oldest shit headset. Or another one was like a puzzle, but they're like shapes that are like red, blue, yellow, green specifically. Like try to make these into a square or something. Like you got pulled out of your classroom, went to a different fucking classroom, and then did these tests. Did you guys have that?
I don't think those.
You don't.
Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say I don't think those tests specifically, but yeah, nothing's really unlocking.
I had the audio one, but I didn't have the puzzle one like you were talking about.
Yeah, like the audio ones, like oh yeah, you put this headset on, and it's like this like gray fucking old, like looks like it's from the 1980s headset.
Yeah, kind of like what they use for the hearing test now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just glad I wasn't the only one, I guess. I don't know. This guy's page is all about how he thinks it was like government testing to find like a fucking super kid or something, but
damn, send me to Yale.
Oh, it sends you somewhere else. Yeah, honestly, you know what I'm actually most looking forward to, Jordan, when having kids?
Yeah.
Just having those little fuckers to talk to all the time about life and just being fucking real with them. I don't care if they're 5 years old, and I'd be like, Oh yeah, this just crossed my time today, little Billy. Yeah, so fucking bitches be crazy. You gotta lock that shit down. I don't know, just like, but more like real talk. I'm just fucking around now. But like, you know, just like giving like honest life advice. Because honestly, some of my best memories from my parents were just when they were totally real with me. You know, just like I trust them so much because they were real with me and had like honest, conversations. Like, like oh, fuck. Like I remember my mom was just like when I was 17. She's like, "Are you having sex?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Okay, use protection."
Okay, yeah.
That's it. Done. just asked, and I'm like, "Yeah."
That's something I'm not ready for with our kids.
Well, you'll be ready in 12 years.
Yeah, right.
I also already know I talked to Thornton about this. I remember this vividly. But I was like, there's definitely something like brain chemistry wise about like holding your first kid and being like, I have to protect this with my life or something, And I remember talking to Thornton about this. I don't remember if you remember that we had this talk, but I was like, yeah, that's a real thing, right? Like you hold your kid and you're like, it's everything changes when you hold your first kid.
Oh yeah, significantly. Because when I first held Elliot, I was like, damn, like I don't have much of like a physical connection with him yet, but emotionally, I was just thinking like, okay, now all of my life priorities are changing. Like everything that I see now in my future has just been completely flipped 180 as to what it was initially. Because now I have this little human being to protect for the next 18 years, and then he's on his fucking own and he's to the curb.
Kind of weird, because like me, I kind of have like a different thought process. I mean, all that shit is the same, but also I have like additional thoughts of like, so me, I already know I'm gonna be like fucking rich, like extremely financially stable, and as long as I get
you and your fucking $9,000 made on Dogecoin while you're taking a shit.
Yeah. No, dude, you should see my fucking AT&T 2-year climb. Fuck yeah. Anyways,
I told that story so much about you making like $7,000 on Dogecoin while you're taking the shit.
Man, dude, I was fucking swinging my dick like no other. That was risky business. Never again.
You pulled all of your money out of everything, right?
Yeah, I was
just
like,
got me into Doge, and I was like, yeah, I can make big money, be a big baller. And yeah, it just did not happen because I completely forgot that I had the Doge stock, so I didn't sell when it was at its peak. I lost money on it.
Oh, shame.
Yeah.
Anyways, before I get too tangent, oh yeah, so I'll fucking have money, and I the last thing I want is to raise rich, privileged kids. I want to make sure my kids
don't know they have money.
No. I want to make sure they're not assholes. I do not want them to be in school and like, have a superiority complex. I'm gonna make sure my fucking kids get fucking humbled. And I'm not gonna be like an asshole and like, be like, yeah, you need to do this so you can see what it's like to be poor. It's more of like just having those human conversations, because like you can see people that never worked a 9-to-5 job in their life, working as like a barista or working in retail, like freaking 30.
Now.
No, I'm not hating on it. I'm saying like people that never experienced like a job where you're kind of shit on, and they're just shitty adults that treat freaking retail workers like shit or treat servers like shit. And I do not want my kids to be like that at all.
People who never had a sense of heart.
Yeah, like, I mean, for fuck's sake. And like having money, like I don't want my kids to like think like, oh yeah, we have money, therefore, hey dad, just buy me whatever the fuck. I'm gonna be like, kid, I have money because I didn't spend any when I was 20 to 30. Okay, you don't have money, you little asshole. Okay.
You want them to appreciate the value of $1.
Yeah, and like I already have like plans in mind, so that way they definitely have that in the bank. But to me, the bigger thing besides being financially responsible is just having that sense of humanity, you know, and recognizing that every job, every career is important. Okay, it doesn't matter what they do or what they get paid. They're getting paid to do it. It's a job, therefore it's needed in society. Okay, someone's got to do it. Okay, until a robot takes it over, someone has to do it. We respect every position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, you said robot taking over, and I just realized. Thornton, what'd you think about the AI song that I wrote about you?
I fucking loved it, bro. I played that to Trinity, and she was like, "If that's not you," and I was like, "Shut the fuck up." Me and my Nutella.
Yeah. Finger.
Did Finger ever hear that story?
I'm gonna send you something, and I'd really love for you to listen to it, like now. But like obviously only the people that you know. But we made an entire Platoon album of AI songs.
Oh, one for each person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me pull it up right now. I'm gonna send it to you on Snapchat.
Okay. It's like a link to it or something.
Yeah, it's a link to the entire playlist. So obviously there's but yeah, we have yeah, I made an AI playlist for every person in the platoon.
I personally love mine. I felt no hate or shame behind mine.
Good.
It was absolutely glorious. I embraced mine.
Good, because Lund was sitting behind me after we first wrote. Lund also vibes with it way too hard.
With his or mine?
Or the whole playlist?
All of them. He got way too into it. He's like, this is the fucking best thing I've ever seen in my life. But yeah.
I also feel like he needs just more social general interaction.
Yeah, he's like he kept asking me, he's like, when are we doing another song or something, you know, like he just got too into it.
I don't blame him though. They went way too fucking hard.
Yeah, some of them went way too hard. Some of the other ones I was like, all right.
They're just there to be there.
They are definitely just bops of like, hey, if you just listen to this on your own, not bad.
Not like a hey, I'm in a party. I'm gonna vibe out.
Yeah, they're catchy, is what they are. Like I got stuck in my head way too often.
I will check that out. Actually, on the subject, so I was like just doing homework, right? You know, some quantum mechanics on a Saturday, as one does, and yeah, and I just had YouTube on in the background, and I forgot to like click the next video, and then lo-fi rain, jazzy hip hop came on, like a 3-hour thing, and I didn't realize it, and I'm just fucking just doing my homework, vibing, and I realized that I've been listening to this for like 45 minutes. Because like I am not one to listen to music and study. I just find myself paying attention to the music, but this was like no lyrics, just fucking vibes. And
yeah, no lyrics is definitely the way.
Oh yeah, it vibes. It was so good.
I remember listening to the lo-fi playlist way back in like 2018 when it first came out as like sleeping music.
You know which one gets me every time that I want to like, oh hey, I'm gonna lock in and concentrate, not actually, or like, yeah, I'm gonna study or I'm gonna do this thing, However, the one that gets me, which is really funny because I have never played a Zelda game in my life, is Legend of Zelda Lo-Fi Remix.
Damn.
Steph loves Zelda. Alright. It's 10 o'clock. I didn't realize Stephanie texted me that she was done and I can come to bed whenever I want. So,
Alright.
yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna catch some anime. By the way, like, do you plan on having like a really late sleep schedule? Like, obviously, I don't have to wake up at 6 a.m. anymore, but, you know.
Yeah.
Probably 10 o'clock is like, you know, I'm getting sleepy time.
Wimp.
Hey,
I'm the only one here that's above the age of 30, so I'm allowed to be tired by 10.
that's fair.
Hey, I have 2 kids, bitch.
I have a dog.
No, my, I mean, I feel like usual, like, thing that I'm getting into now is like, oh, hey, it's like midnight, 1:30. Should probably go to bed. Somewhere around there.
Midnight to 1:30. That, to me, midnight is like, oh, that's late, and then 1:30 is like, oh shit, I was up too late.
That's fair.
Anyways, good vibes.
Yeah.
I will leave you with modify a single emote, choose to emote. Yeah, I need some more of these. I would highlight a message, but I wouldn't know what to say.
That's fair. Just fucking give me more followers, and then we'll get on our way. All right.
Yeah.
Just spend a bunch of money and gift a bunch of subs. Fingers rich like that. We know it.
What? Do you think I have money? Crazy. Crazy.
You have money. You just don't want to spend it.
It's true.
But that's fair because that's also how you have money is because you don't want to spend it.
Yeah.
My ADHD is going very hard right now.
Yeah.
You remember
How
you remember the happy ever after like sign that we had at the wedding where it's like you wrote your name on a heart and then dropped it into the box or whatever?
Yeah.
I just completely out of left field was like, oh, I'm gonna go find glue so that way I can take the glass off and glue all of the hearts down so that way they're not overlapped.
Oh, nice.
And now Elliot just, I don't know what he wants. I think he wants the hearts that are inside, but he can't have them. But I found out I can't take the glass off. In fact, it's just a wooden piece that slides out of the bottom.
Hey, Morgan, do we need coral or sea urchins for anything?
Nope.
Okay.
I
I
think I'm gonna
sell.
put up a projector instead. What the fuck? I love finding random go-go squeezes around the house. Elliot practically lives on those, dude. It's not even funny. Trash. Put this in the trash, buddy. Trash. I have Elliot somewhat trained where if I give him something and tell him trash, he just goes and puts it in the garbage. I love it.
That's good. You just need to train him with that and beers.
I already have him trained with that on his diapers, so we're making a step in the right direction. I don't have to throw his diapers away. I just give them to him and he puts them in the trash.
That's wonderful. Actually, that's a self-sufficient model if I've ever seen one.
Damn right. What I do have him trained on also is beer cans, partially, because I save the pop tab on them. So not all the time, but every once in a while I'll give him a beer can or like a pop can, primarily. I'll just tell him trash, and he'll actually put it in the recycling. He won't put it in the trash. So he's starting to differentiate between the two. He just doesn't know why yet.
That's fair. All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. So if you want to ramble on about something, I'm listening.
I won't be. I'm gonna try and put up the projector screen above Elliot's crib right now. I just need to figure out if we have a hammer or just a block of wood that I can use to put nails in the wall. So I'm gonna measure this out right now. Because Trinity and I have been talking about putting up a projector screen for like weeks now in the bedroom, so we can watch a movie as we fall asleep. But I have not taken any steps to get it done quite yet until now. So we're about to see